This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, August 13th already. I'm Jeff, in case you guys forgot. Here with Tori.
He's back.
I'm back.
Back,
it's good
baby.
to be back, and Brandon joins us from home. Looking good, buddy. Looking good. I missed that cute face.
Not as good as you, movie star. You got to tell us how it was on set, man.
I definitely will. We're going to save it for a little later in the show.
We're going to get some details. I want details later.
I got some stories, some behind-the-scenes scoops. I don't. I'll just tell you how it was. I'll tell you how it was, but that's a little bit later. But as we mentioned earlier, you guys were talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have moved into Santa Barbara's exclusive Montecito community. Now we're getting a look at their digs. You ready for this?
I'm so into it.
The $15 million estate has 9 bedrooms, 19 bathrooms. I think there's 3 people living there. Am I correct? And includes a library, spa, game room, theater, wine cellar, and a 5-car garage. Again, 3 people live there. It looks like there's even outdoor play structure for Archie, too. He's got his own little wing over there. The former Royals reportedly have a $9.5 million mortgage. That's about $40,000 a month, and property taxes are about $68,000 a year. On top of that, the couple is also paying back the money they spent on renovating their royal cottage in England. So I think they needed to do that, Tori, to be like, you're spending all that. You got 19 bathrooms, and we bought you this cottage. Here's some money for that.
Here's some money for that. I do think it's a little weird. They make money because they're a mogul empire, the two of them.
That much money?
They're going to make, in a speaking tour, they could make $1 gazillion. Now,
no, but seriously, not $1 gazillion. Like, how much can you possibly make for a speaking tour? Do you have a ballpark?
I think like tens of millions.
Wow.
And for a book deal like the Obamas, it's like a $60 million book deal. It can be up there. And what I'm saying is they're at the top echelon of those people who can get that type of money. Now, I don't know their background of finances, but I wonder if it's, again, we're just hitting on it because it's Meghan Markle. Like, would we do this if it was William and Kate?
Well, they are royals, and it does seem a little excessive. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, we're going to be doing it because it's Meghan and Harry left the royal family, Tori. And keep in mind, this is all part of their little brilliant plan. Because just think when you want to move out the house, you want to get away from your parents. What's the first thing you do? Secure a job. Remember, we saw that video with Harry rubbing shoulders with Bob Iger, and then we find out that Meghan signs a voiceover deal with Disney. He also is reportedly in talks with Goldman Sachs to be able to partner up with them for speaking engagements and other things with his charities. So they secured the bag financially. 2, you find yourself your own place. And that's exactly what they're doing with this lavish, luxurious mansion that they have there. So now everything else from here is TBD, because remember, we've only seen someone break away from the royal family once, but we weren't alive for that. Now we get to really see what this is going to be like for them. And this is only what I believe the second part of their journey.
Well, I can't wait to see the third part of their journey.
Third part. The trimester, if you will.
Yeah. We're going to see the third part, but they'll never see all 19 bathrooms. I can promise you that.
They'll never see 5 of them. Never.
Denise Richards was apparently blindsided by rumors that she and Brandi Glanville had an affair. How long have I been gone? Because I feel like we've been talking about this for 3 years.
Seriously,
this is just
decades.
Me. Let's get to it. All this played out last night on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Denise denied the rumors, but was especially mad that Lisa, I'm assuming Lisa Vanderpump, right? Or is that Lisa Rinna? Okay, Lisa Rinna encouraged the other housewives to talk about it in the open. I tried to be cool. I threw out the wrong name.
It's cool now.
Let's
You're not
watch.
cool. Let's take a look.
Everyone, the last 20 dinners kept coming at you. I would ask your friend, say, stop, guys, that's where I feel like you have not been a friend to me.
I was really just trying to clear the air last night, and I did it in a terrible way.
That's when I'm like, what the
I know.
how would you feel? Is that a friend?
So Lisa later owned up to the mistake, saying she should have warned Denise about the rumors. I feel very high school locker roomy.
So tell me more about Lisa.
Listen, we have been talking about this, I feel like, for a long time, Brandon, so it finally played out yesterday. I thought it played out a year ago, to be perfectly honest with you. Where are you at with all these rumors? Is it affecting your life?
Oh my gosh, Jeff, I woke up this morning and was like, oh my gosh, they're talking about it on Real Housewives. Look, the show must be that terrible right now, or on the brink of some sort of cancellation to where you're milking this thing dry. What's next? The next thing after this is going to have to be some sort of physical altercation because, Jeff, as you know, reality TV runs off of what? The drama. Now, there doesn't look like there's that much drama involved now, so they're milking this thing. Someone's got to write something in or bring in Jeff to have a special guest appearance or something, but the show is getting dry now. Tori, help them out. Give them something.
I disagree. And maybe I'm going too deep on this.
People love this stuff.
Okay, because I think not only do people love this stuff, I think it represents a time in the Me Too movement that is really interesting. You have, let's say, an alleged threesome with two women that are well known. Then it gets outed. Being outed is something that's uncomfortable too. Then there's a sense of like, does it matter? Then there's a sense of telling it to the press. I think this goes a little deeper as to like the etiquette of all this, and I think it represents exactly where we are right now. Maybe I'm going way too deep. You think I'm going too deep?
Well, you're just going Tory. You're going Tory.
I think it represents a small amount of what sort of how you out someone, the sexist, the misogyny.
I get where you're going. I totally get where you're going, and I think that's a good point of view to bring up. But let's get back to let's get back to the gossip part of it. Well, I'm glad it finally played out. Again, I thought it played out months ago, but apparently it didn't. But that's a good point to bring up. It does kind of show some etiquette.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The threesome etiquette.
I got your back. I got your back. How long have I been gone? All right, Sarah Cooper is getting a lot of attention these days. Thanks to the part of the president. I didn't know who this was again, so I've been under a rock. If you haven't heard of her, she's known for her viral TikTok videos lip syncing the president. Let's take a look.
Because he hasn't taken any cognitive tests because he couldn't pass one. I actually took one when I very recently when I was, the radical left was saying, "Is he all there? Is he all there?" And I proved I was all there because I aced it. I aced the test.
All right, you did a great job. The former Google employee also recently filled in for Jimmy Kimmel. Take a look.
They had fun names for everybody, like the older Googlers are called Greyglers, and the new Googlers are called Nooglers. They had some trouble coming up with a name for the black Googlers, though, so finally they decided to just call them David and Sean.
Great job. Now Sarah's getting what many comedians dream of, her own Netflix special. Sarah Cooper, Everything's Fine, will premiere this fall. And Maya Rudolph, who you're a big fan of, Tori, is also on board as one of the executive producers.
Yes.
Good for her.
So if you haven't seen Sarah Cooper, it doesn't matter if you like Trump or not. She's so good at the lip syncing that it's hilarious. And she gets like millions of views on TikToks. Like as soon as she goes out on Twitter and does a lip syncing, it's like 200,000 views immediately. What's so interesting about Sarah is all she's doing is using his own sound bites. She just lip syncs well, but it's almost like putting up a mirror to someone and showing a reflection of like what they actually sound like. You know what I mean?
That's a
it's
good
a
point.
very good, smart move to just use words back to the person, and she does it effortlessly. I highly suggest you watch her. Even Dan Rather's like, what will Sarah Cooper say about this?
Tori always brings it to that political level in some sense. For me, I'm looking at it, Brandon, as a talent thing. She took social media, she took a skill, how you look at it, it is a skill of her own, kind of made it like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
100%.
And look what she did with it. She was hosting Jimmy Kimmel. Now she's got a new Netflix show out. Good for her. She's a go-getter.
Absolutely. Good for her. The cream is going to rise to the top when it comes to entertainment. Whether it's TikTok, whether it's any of these social media platforms, because where is it? All these entertainment networks and all, what are they looking for? They're looking for someone who can take their numbers digitally and help grow not only that show, but just the overall network. But Tori, how did you just go deep from the Beverly Hills Housewives and the way you should eloquently out someone to, hey, good for this girl. She looks in the mirror and she tells you what she looks like when your voice or your lips do this.
No, I think what's actually interesting is it is deep. All she did was reflect exactly what President Trump is saying. So instead of being like, I'm going to argue and argue and argue, no one's listening to that. She just used his own words to make him sound the way he sounds. I think it's a brilliant tactic.
Could we get a scene of me lip syncing Tori so she knows what she sounds like? I got a couple of clips I got on my iPhone if you guys need some reminders or some things.
That's hilarious.
All right, guys, Brandon, stick around. I'm going to be impersonating Tori later. Coming up on DBL, I'm taking you behind the scenes of a movie I had the honor of being part of. It's proof that I wasn't just hanging around the house the past few weeks. And check out our almost empty studio as we go to break. The majority of our coworkers are working from home still during this pandemic. We can't thank you guys enough. We'll be right back. Hi,
I'm Jeff.
It was in context.
It was in context, and it does look like that. Jeff, you have been away for a few weeks, am I right?
Yes.
On a movie, and I want to know, in Georgia, just give me some deets. I just want to tell the viewers what it was like, what you learned.
I feel like I'm getting interviewed, and I like it,
I'm
as
Oprah.
opposed to me doing the interview.
Tell me everything.
So, Tori, first let me say our political environment at this juncture. No, I'm just kidding. It was terrific. Speaking of the pandemic, though, what's going on, we were super safe, and that was one of the main concerns. So
Good.
I do want to put that out there. Over 330 COVID tests, 50 cast and crew, 17 days, zero negative or zero positive tests. So I have to say that was amazing. We had a COVID doctor on set. Everything was safe. We wore masks. But as you can see, these are little snapshots from the movie. So these are different little scenes in there. Right now, it's called The Inheritance, and you can see I have some brothers and sisters around me. That's my wife, who plays my wife next to me, Sophia. And there's our director, John Graham. And this was kind of a night shoot that we did. So I was kind of giving people a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on, like shooting a movie. It was a wonderful experience for me. You know, I can't say enough about it. I grew as a person. I grew as an actor. I was very nervous about doing this before I went in because I am one of the leads. I haven't taken on a task like this before.
Yeah.
And I know people think that might be superficial, but it's a dream that I've had for a long time, you know? So going in and I should say coming out a better person and fulfilling one of those dreams has really brought me, I'm a better person for it, and that's all I want out of life. But going back to the movie, it's called The Inheritance. I play the older brother. I have 3 younger sisters, kind of like I do here on Daily Blast Live. So it's very easy for me to get into character.
That's
right.
great.
So I was basically playing myself.
Nice.
And I can't say enough about it. From the cast and crew, how wonderful everything was, to learning how to act a little bit better.
Now, I knew someone on the set. That's how small it worked. Cameron Kelly. She's a stand-up that I did stand-up with, and she was on a radio show with me. Were you guys?
So she played my youngest sister, Cameron Kelly, wonderful actress.
Yeah, she's great.
And so she's like, wait, I just put together, she's right next to me in the jean shirt that's Cameron. So she comes up to me and goes, oh my God, Tori just commented on my post. We know each other from Hollywood. I know we got to go, but this is a quick story. So I'm like, how did you guys meet? And she goes, well, funny story. We were both doing stand-up, and she goes, this night was crazy because nobody was in the audience. I think there was one person in the audience. You have to get the camera on Tori because she knows where I'm going with this. Nobody was in the audience. Tori invited her manager at the time to come see the show. They both bombed, from what they were telling me, and they bonded. They both bombed, but they bonded over crying together in the green room because they both did so bad. So that's how they met each other.
There were 6 people in the audience, and they almost canceled because there wasn't enough people.
Oh,
that's how we bonded. I love her.
I was like, I can't wait to get back to set and tell that story about Tori. That was hilarious. I'm like, that's so Tori. But look at you now. We got to go. We'll be right back, everybody.
That's a
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. And
Welcome back to DBL. Tony Hale is beloved for his roles in Arrested Development, Toy Story 4, and Veep. But did you know he's also a longtime asthma patient? Earlier, he told me he's raising awareness in today's Chatting with the Stars. The last time we talked, you were working on a kids show and promoting Toy Story 4, and now a lot has changed in the past 10 months. So I just want to ask Tony Hale how Tony Hale's doing.
I'm doing good. We're taking it day to day, as we all are. I have a 14-year-old, so I think it's a little more challenging on her.
Switching gears here, health. It's on the top of everyone's minds, especially lung health. I know you are an asthma patient, so what is one thing you want people to know when it comes to asthma?
I've pretty much had asthma for as long as I can remember since I was a kid. I was that kid who had so many inhalers attached to my body. But over time, I've really gotten better control of it, and very grateful for that, and given this opportunity to help educate others on how they can get better control of it. I think that's really exciting to me because I know the relief that can come. I know the struggle. And so there's a lot of things I've learned about, one being that asthma is not a one-size-fits-all disease. I kind of came in thinking I knew everything there was to know about asthma, but it's not. Asthma is very different for each person, very different.
Wow. Now, I think asthma, I think lungs, I think coronavirus, just because it's so topical. Are people with asthma right now, asthma patients, are they at a higher risk?
I think it's right now, it's just there's so much. What's the scariest is the uncertainty of it all.
Yeah.
With anything about COVID right now, but that's what's so cool about this campaign and being able to talk about this is having learned, honestly, in the past 6 months, that nearly 7 out of 10 people have an elevated number of a white blood cell called eosinophils. And I thought mainly that asthma was caused from outside triggers, when in actuality, a lot of it comes from inside, possibly through these eosinophils, and that can be detected through a blood test. And once you get this blood test, you can get a better treatment with your doctor. And what that does is, with all this uncertainty, when you have that knowledge and you have more of an understanding of what specific type of care you need for your specific asthma, it brings that freedom. Because the scary thing about asthma is you feel like your life source is taken away from you. You feel like the breath is being taken away. So to have more of a personal care approach with your doctor is everything. There's a website called easthma.com where you can find out more information and then find out where you can get this free blood test.
Good for you for raising awareness and for giving strength to people who might feel vulnerable during this time. Because I know asthma patients, and I know how vulnerable you can feel when you're in the middle of not being able to breathe. It's an incredibly vulnerable feeling, I would assume. So good on you. I'm going to switch over to Gary. Your role is Gary on Veep. We have to ask, how do you think Selena Meyer would handle the pandemic if she was in charge? And would Gary be on board?
Well, I know Selena would not care at all about my asthma.
I know.
She would not care one bit. And I can promise you that Gary would have an inhaler in his bag. But Selena, like, it's all about Selena.
Right.
The thing that would be a problem with Selena was the fact that she wasn't able to get into the stores to buy a new outfit. That's all she would care about.
Tony Hale, it is always such a pleasure talking with you again. Thank you for talking to Daily Blast Live. We will be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. You know what my horoscope said? It's time for some sweet, sweet deals today. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's today's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com. All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
First up, I've got this. It's the 2-pack Mophie Power Station, and it's a power bank. So it can dramatically improve the life of your device for up to 29 hours. And it's got 2 ports, which means you can charge 2 devices at the same time. And normally this is $100, but right now it's only $29, which means you're saving 71%. Next, I've got something that's gonna add style to our wardrobes, Tori, because this is the Laura Ashley Split Mesh Band Sunray Dial Watch. So it's got an allied design, it's a round with crystals, elegant mesh split strap and clasp, and it's normally $195, but we've got it for $25, so our viewers will save 87%, Tori. We ladies all want ultra smooth, silky hair, and you can get that with this. This is the Infinity Gold Blower Brush hair dryer and styler, so it combines airflow with a dryer, and it has a smoothing benefit of a brush in one tool, so it dries, smooths and styles your hair 80% faster than your normal routine. So normally this is $300. Now it's only $25, which means you're saving 92%. All right, last but not least, Tori, I've got the perfect item to help relax your muscles. So this is the Palm NRG Full Body Pulse Massager and Belt. So this handheld and rechargeable massager gives electric pulses to the minor aches and pains that are in your body. So normally this is $425, and we've got it for $29, which means you're saving 93%.
All right, guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone.
Tori, I miss them sweet, sweet deals.
I do too, and what I want to get is the one that massages you, because I can't get to the spa, and man, I'm getting a little, you know,
That's how you're going to end the show, huh?
Strong ending.
Our first day back.
Strong ending.
Are we done? DBL is new every day. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Everybody.